In this video, we're talking about Saskatoon's most desirable areas, each with unique characteristics, from tree-lined streets to upscale residential developments. We'll share the highlight and diversity of Saskatoon living. If you're thinking of a move to Saskatoon, send me an email. My info's in the description below. Now, Saskatoon is really just a big, small town, and what you'll realize as I skim the surface on these desirable neighborhoods, you need to get to know the city. There's certain specific nuances that you will get to know as you recognize the names of the streets and the neighborhoods in each area. First on the list is Nutana neighborhood. It's one of the oldest neighborhoods in Saskatoon with homes that are very commonly 100 years old or older, and you will find some of Saskatoon's nicest and most upscale properties on streets such as Sask Crescent West, Sask Crescent East, and University Drive. Nutana is situated along Saskatchewan's riverbank, as is Varsity neighborhood, which is very close to the university, which is one of the main reasons why those with higher incomes that work at the university love to live in Varsity View and Nutana neighborhoods. In Varsity View, you will find upscale areas and crescents, namely University Drive, Temperance Street, Osler Street, Elliott Street, and Aird Street. Varsity View is also one of Saskatoon's older neighborhoods. You will find properties in Varsity 1950s or newer, and even some homes a little bit older than that, closer to the Nutana neighborhood, which it is bordering. City Park neighborhood is right outside of Saskatoon's downtown core, where you will see a lot of condo properties in this neighborhood. There are some high rises, there are some single family homes, and there are some low rise condos in this neighborhood as well. It is close to the river. It is along the University Hospital. It is right across the river from Varsity and Nutana neighborhoods, and this neighborhood you will see premier properties along the streets of Spadina Crescent, Queen Street, and King Street. North Park neighborhood is literally just north of City Park neighborhood. It is a slightly newer neighborhood. City Park is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Saskatoon, with properties that are 100 years old and newer to that. North Park would find properties similar to Varsity View that are about 1950s and newer. In North Park neighborhood, it also follows along the other side of the riverbank just north of City Park, and you will find premium properties along the crescents of Spadina, just north, following that same street. You'll find properties on Empress Avenue and Prince of Wales Avenue as well that are some of the nicest properties in the neighborhood. River Heights neighborhood is just north of North Park neighborhood, and you will find a lot of really premier properties on the riverbank. As a matter of fact, I believe that it is one of the most underrated neighborhoods in the entire city, because this neighborhood is probably 1950s, 60s, maybe a little bit into 1970s, but where Spadina continues to go north along the river, there stops being properties right on the street, and up the riverbank and on the hill, you will see some premium properties that have an amazing view of the city and the riverbank, etc., and you don't have the busy traffic to go along with it. You will see Capilano Drive, Columbia Drive, Pembina Avenue, Skeena Crescent, and Sturgeon Drive that have these overlooking views on these crescents. Just north of River Heights, again along the river, you will see Lawson Heights neighborhood. This neighborhood is a 1980s neighborhood development, a little bit into the 70s as well, and it follows along the riverbank and is a very convenient location also because in the north end of Saskatoon, there are a lot of people that work in the North Industrial, which is just west of the North End residential developments, which makes it a very convenient place to live, where you also have quick and easy access to the river for all of the amenities and all of the recreational activities that we can enjoy here in Saskatoon. And the premier properties in Lawson Heights will be found along White Swan Drive, which is essentially Spadina, continued further north. And then you'll also see properties on Cochin Crescent and Quill Court that are very nice as well. Central Business District, of course, don't don't forget Saskatoon's downtown core. You will find property high-rises downtown in a number of buildings that people do find very attractive. And although not everybody really loves Saskatoon's downtown core, there is a lot of beauty downtown. And of course, especially for anybody that works downtown, it is a very easy place to access any area of the city. And you will find premium properties in the buildings found at the Riverfront, which was built in 2007 by Ramey. You'll find premium properties in the Renaissance building, which was built in 1983. Both buildings are high rises with overlooking views of the river. You'll also find Rumley Lofts, which was a warehouse built in 1912 right downtown, then was later converted to loft style condos, which have nice vaulted ceilings at a second story inside. You'll also find Saskatoon's newest downtown condo development, which is called Number 1 River Landing Development, and it is all covered in glass windows, and it is a beautiful building that sold literally all in one weekend because there wasn't any development downtown for such a long period of time that there was a big novelty built up with properties in this vicinity. You'll also find 2nd Avenue Lofts, which was built in 1960 and was previously the Bay building where they had retail space, and it was then later converted to loft style condos. And of course, you also have Spadina Towers, which is downtown as well. It's a high rise that was built in 1976. Brighton neighborhood has made the list here, and not necessarily because of the upscale properties, but because of the uniqueness in how this property was developed. This neighborhood was developed by Dream Developments and attracted attention early on because of the keen eye that they put into developing and investing into the parks and the green spaces and the berms. And they also made building restrictions to anybody that wants to get into the neighborhood. It's mandatory to have your front yard and your driveway completed so that when your crescent is done, there's a playground, there's a park, and it feels like an established neighborhood, so you don't have sawdust and drywall dust and dirt and mud everywhere that you go when you move into your brand new home. What you'll find in Saskatoon is that there's only literally maybe a handful of developers that are privately working in the development of Saskatoon and its new neighborhoods, where the rest of the developments that happen in our city are essentially done by the city of Saskatoon. They almost have a monopoly on the land development in Saskatoon. So it is very cool to see a property like Brighton gain a whole bunch of momentum, and it really is the hotspot and the place to be for anybody that's looking to build brand new in Saskatoon. Majority of the buyers are going in that direction, and there is a whole bunch more room to grow in that development for commercial space and additional residential developments. Next on the list is the Willows Golf and Country Club. This is essentially a neighborhood that was built around that golf course, and you will find properties in here that were developed by Dream back in the early to mid 2000 range, and you'll see townhouse style bungalow condos ranging from about 400,000 up to 800,000. You will see apartment style condos that start somewhere around $400,000 and up, and you will see detached style bungalow bare land condos backing onto the golf course that will start somewhere around $1 million and up from there. It's a smaller community, but the really cool thing about this is there's apparently another newer development going into this area because there's been some attractiveness to acreage style developments and new upscale communities similar to what Greenbrier was in terms of being the hotspot for the highest of the ultra high end, if there is such a thing in Saskatoon. Was everybody was going to Greenbrier, and then we saw Edgemont, which was an acreage community, fill in most recently since COVID. So now the Willows is coming out with new lots for people that want to build a premium upscale home right close to Saskatoon, and we have yet to see how that will roll out for people looking to build high-end properties. Next on the list is Montgomery Place. Now this is a very unique neighborhood in the fact that after World War II, there were half-acre lots that were issued to war veterans as an opportunity for them to facilitate the housing shortage that they had at that time. And the really cool thing that's happened with this neighborhood is that it has really big evergreen trees, and it's known for being a large and vast green space among and built into now Saskatoon community. But back then they were half-acre lots, and now from the original point of development until now, you've seen a lot of those half-acre lots be subdivided. And so every so often properties will pop up in there that are a little bit older, but if you were to invest a whole bunch of money into renovations, people are very excited to do that. There is usually limited inventory in that neighborhood, and every so often you see those bigger lots come up and people jump on those, and they absolutely love the neighborhood because of these features. Hope you found some value today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're thinking of a move to Saskatoon. My email's in the description below. Thanks for being here today, and I will see you on this video next. Have a fantastic day.